Hey guys, so for my controversial vlog 2, I chose to focus on deafness, concerts, and interpreters, and really it comes down to accessibility of music. Um, so I found this great quote from a news article while I was doing some of my research. Deaf music fans want more than viral fame. They want the access and independence of the hearing centric music world. So, music is not just about the sound, it's also about how music makes you feel. Um, People hear in more than one way, they can also hear through their eyes and their body. Um, Music fans who are deaf and hard of hearing have pushed for access in the hearing centric music world for a very long time because it's not easy because there aren't interpreters at concerts. They can't get close enough to like the speakers as to where they can feel the music. Um, for one deaf person, they said going to shows that didn't have access, mainly no ASL interpreters, is very discouraging for them. Often for safety reasons too, because I mean, if you don't have an interpreter, then you a lot of the times, deaf people miss the cues that hearing people have when there is like, an emergency and like everybody needs to evacuate. The lack of interpreter is the sure signal to, the concert goer um, that there's no security slash seating anywhere near the front of the stage to see the music. Interpreter presence indicates that a venue has taken the time to provide space or seating so that deaf guests can actually participate in the experience. So really, it's deaf people are being forgotten about. They're not being thought of when people come together and like, how can we put on this great show? They're not thinking like, oh, we should get an interpreter, or oh, we should have some space up front. So as pop culture has begun to better recognize the experience of deaf Americans, there have been signs of progress. So through although like deaf culture has and sort of started to enter mainstream. I wouldn't call it mainstream, but it's starting to enter the mainstream visibility in the past several years. Progress still remains stunted in spaces where deaf people aren't considered part of the equation, like in music, because I think, especially as hearing people, we think, oh, you need to be able to hear to, love and enjoy music, when really you just have to feel it. You don't have to hear it, you have to feel it. And I think that's the big difference. And then one thing that I did find like that was super awesome, and one of the right steps, in the right direction towards inclusion and accessibility. In 2017, Chance the Rapper became the first artist to hire slash use a team of ASL interpreters for his entire tour. Not just one big show. It was for his entire stop. For his entire tour. So not just, he's playing out Lollapalooza and, he's going to have an interpreter there. No, these people are going on tour with him to provide the experience for his deaf, fans. And I just thought that was, a step in the right direction. So maybe more artists are going to like pick up on, hey, I have, more fans that aren't just hearing. Like I have deaf fans who I need to, reach out to. So that was my critical thinking vlog 2.